So I am making another video, obviously, and I have all these ideas of what I want to talk about, but first of all, I want to say that I really want this to be a discussion. So if you are reading any good books, watching any good TV series or movies, or if you don't like any of those things, if you like to do sports or whatever, I want this to be a conversation. So yeah, share with me what you love to do, what you're into right now, and I would be so interested in hearing that. So I will talk about right now what I am currently reading. I already talked about in my last video how I am reading, there we go, the complete journals of Ella Montgomery. And now I'm also listening to an audiobook. So I love listening to audiobooks for the commute or when I'm doing dishes, that kind of thing. So right now I am listening to Belgravia by Julian Fellowes. And it was funny because I had just started reading it, and then I discovered on Facebook that they are making an adaptation in 2019. So I'm like, oh my goodness, of course they are. It's Julian Fellowes. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I'm about halfway through. I will not give any spoilers, don't worry. It's so interesting because it's similar to Downton Abbey in that there's a lot of characters, which I love. Oh, my arm's tired. There. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of characters, so it's really interesting to read about different, people of different classes, different moral standings, different, just so many different viewpoints. He'll describe one scene from one character's perspective, and you're like, oh, that poor person, their family is so difficult, people treat them really badly. And then you go over to the other person's perspective, and Julian Fellowes talks about their perspective from that same scene, and it's like, oh, I see why they were acting that way. Oh, that makes sense. So it really just kind of shows, it's almost like it's more of a real life kind of thing, where in real life, you can't see the other perspective, but you're like, why are they acting that way? That's so weird. I don't get it. That's strange. That's quite annoying. But there's a reason. And not necessarily that there's an excuse, but there's a reason. Yeah, so it's so enjoyable. And it was really cool to discover another Julian Fellowes after Downton Abbey, and he did Gosford Park. For some reason I wasn't able to watch all of it. I think I was streaming it, and I'm not sure, I wasn't able to watch all of it. I would like to finish watching all of it. But, yeah, and of course there's a Downton Abbey movie coming out, and I know some people were like, oh, Downton Abbey. They have way too many problems in one family. It's such a soap opera. But, okay, here's what I say to that. This is about a family who, they're living in a very interesting time. Julian Fellowes picked this time for a reason. This is a time where their whole way of life is in decline. They have to change everything about the way they do life, everything. So they're also living through World War I, which is huge. The Interwar Years, which is also huge because there's, the flapper era, all that stuff. And there's so much social unrest going on in that time. So there's a lot going on. I know that, okay, here's a spoiler. Anna and Bates, they do have too many problems. Let's just let them be happy, because this perpetual set of problems is it's just too much. Just let them be happy. But, yeah, that's besides the point. Yeah, this is going to be a shorter video because I am going to go out on a walk in the snow. It's very snowy outside. I'll probably slip and fall all over the place, but I'm going to listen to Belgravia while I am slipping and falling all over the place. So yeah, tell me what you're reading, tell me what you're watching, what you're doing, and I would love to hear all about it. So, yeah, until next time, bye-bye.